The alley-oop! and 2-8 GNAC play. And the fourth-ranked national men's team, 18-2, 8-2 GNAC play. Before we meet the players this time, you would please rise if you are able and join the two great nations as we play both the Canadian national anthem, followed immediately by the St. Martin's band as they will play the United States national anthem. Today's color guard is from the United States Marine Corps, Combat Logistic Battalion 23 out of Joint Base Lewis McChord. Carrying the Marine Corps colors is Sergeant Nolan. The rifle bearers are Sergeant Alvarez and Sergeant De Jesus. They are led by the color sergeant, Sergeant Fontanelli, who is carrying the national ensign. United States Marine Corps, Combat Logistics Battalion 23. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a big loss to St. Martin's University's family this week. So before starting lineups, we'd like to ask all attendees to join us in a moment of silence to honor an integral member of the Saints family, Jeannie Dahl, who passed away last night. For the last 2 decades, Jeannie has been a frequent attendee of St. Martin's athletic events, and last year both her and her husband Mike were inducted into the Bob Fraser Hall of Honor for their dedication and commitment to St. Martin's athletics. Please join us in a moment of silence to honor the life and same spirit of Jeannie Dahl. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and meet the Redleys. 6'1" senior, number 3 is David Canny. The 6'4" junior, number 10, Eric Beckett. 6'7" sophomore, number 11, Emmanuel Olodale. 6'4" junior, number 20, Elliot Dimac Hulanza. And the 7-foot sophomore, number 21, is Zach Stone. The head coach is Steve Hansen, and they see and assisted by Noah Appy and Zayad Lewis.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to Marcus Pavilion in Lacey, Washington for NCAA Division II men's basketball. It is the number 4 ranked team in the country, the St. Martin Saints, taking on the Simon Fraser Red Leafs. My name is Scott Gladstone. Alongside me is SMU women's basketball player Lauren Morris, fresh off a 15-point win over Western Oregon. Lauren and I are going to break you through this game. Let's go over the starting lineups real quick, brought to you by Pirelli's Pizza. For Simon Fraser, it's David Penny, Eric Beckett, Emmanuel Oludele, Elliot Demaculangan, and Zach Stone, the 7-footer out of Ottawa. For the Saints, it's Tyke Thompson, Nathaniel Stokes, Kyle Greeley, Jaden Nielsen Skinner, a.k.a. Skinny, and Shaquem Alcindor. The tip is won on the second effort by Shaquem. Those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Pirelli's Pizza. Great people make great pizza. Possession number 1 is to the Saints. It will be Skinny to touch it first before it gets into motion, and everybody has now had a touch on it. Gets it down to Shaquem, guarded by Zach Stone. It'll be a battle in the post between these two bigs, and the Shaquem Alcindor show gets us started at 2-0. Zach Stone, 7 foot, 225 out of Ottawa in Ontario in Eastern Canada, if you didn't know that. And this Shaquem Alcindor from St. Croix in the Virgin Islands, a 2-time transfer from North Texas and then Odessa College. Fade away, got it to go. That was Eric Beckett. He's a transfer from the University of Vermont, a D1 school. Shaquem Alcindor under the basket, tried to lead that one into the bucket, but left it a little short. All the way to the hoop, missed it. And Shaquem Alcindor's rebound, kind of awkward, but gets it to Skinny. Oh, might have traveled there, but Lauren will welcome you in. It's 4 points, all by Shaquem Alcindor right now. He finished that Thursday night game against Western Washington really well. how much do you just get fired up for a matchup when you know you're going up against a really good post like Simon Fraser has in Zach Stone?
I mean, I think it thinks, the saying, just iron sharpens iron, you know what I mean? So I think it's a really good opportunity for, for Shaquem and even, Jashawn, I know he plays the 5, and even Nathaniel, if he gets in there, to just really showcase their talents and, and to just put on a show. So usually it's, it's a battle of the guards, but I think today it's going to be the battle of the bigs.
That's another shot taken by Shaquem Alcindor. He misses it, and then a cross-court pass finds Damaki Langan, who then goes to the corner. That's Penny for 3. Nope, never mind, for 2. Tie game, 4-4. Western Oregon came up short against Simon Fraser, the men's side, on Thursday. It was an overtime battle. Nate Stokes for 3. He goes back iron. Rebound to Tyke Thompson, but only briefly as he hit it out. I think that should have been a foul on him. It looked like he pushed Oladele in the back anyway, so it all works out. 4-4 scoreline, 17:33 to go. It's Military Appreciation Day, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. We have the color guard out here to start this one off. St. Martin's in the 2-3 zone with the elevated wings per usual. Penny. Beckett back to Penny. Trying to run the high-low post here. Now Zach Stone, he'll fire quick. He's not afraid to shoot. He's the biggest not afraid to shoot. And when the Red Leafs have had success, he's shot the ball well. When they haven't, he hasn't. It's a lot of the team has gone through him recently. Greeley finds Stokes. Stokes, a lot of contact, missed the shot. Jashawn Moore now tries to put up the second chance, and then it falls to him again, and he is fouled on the ground. They'll have the ball into the basket. In your guys' game that you just finished up, Lauren, you guys faced a team that wanted to go 2-3 zone on you. You guys took advantage of it, scored tied for a season high. So you might know what you're talking about when you talk about beating a 2-3 zone. What are the keys that Simon Fraser is going to have to do to pick apart the Saints defensively?
I mean, just getting the ball to the middle. So, getting the ball to the middle, seeing the cutters that are going backside towards the baseline, and just really reversing the ball. So, because if the ball is sticking on one side of the floor, you're not really making the defense move. So, you want to make them move, get them out of position. That way that you can see the openings, and then you can drive and kick.
Another shot with a lot of contact on it on that one. Tyke Thompson thought he was infringed upon. And a timeout is called with 15 on the shot clock by head coach Steve Hansen of Simon Fraser. Interesting time for it. Saw something that he wanted to adjust. Saints have had some arguments for maybe more fouls than they thought, but we'll take a full timeout and we'll take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back. 16:20 to go here in half number 1. St. Martin's and Simon Fraser University. Simon Fraser right now is the last place team in the GNAC. They were picked number 10 in the preseason polls. Not a lot expected out of them, but they've come up with some big wins this year as the shot clock, that one ran out. There was a brief delay before our officials confirmed it, but that ball was definitely still in the hands Simon Fraser before that one ran out. In will check Matthijs van Bijlent. Simon Fraser, if nothing else, they really test me. All their sports, they test me for pronunciation. About half their men's soccer team is international. I'm not talking international Canada. Like, there's representation from all over the globe, and they got some mouthfuls there. Basketball team's a little bit better, but still.
That's kind of cool, though.
It is. Missed shot, rebound, Zach Stone. I'm glad Zach Stone, who has proved to be one of the best players, pretty simple, keeps it clean. But the one of the best soccer players for them, key center back, his name is Nico Papakyriadopoulos, I believe, somewhere in that range. And you have to say his name a lot when you're broadcasting because he does a lot. Zach Stone's much simpler. Three-pointer on the way, offline. Offensive rebound. And a foul called. Drawn by Matthijs van Bijlent. Every single one of these players is from Canada. Mostly British Columbia, but some Ontario representation as well as Quebec. Ball being rotated around to Maculangan. He can shoot it real well. And this is Van Bijlent. Look down under, steal by Greeley. Greeley slows it up, gets it to Tyke Thompson, sets his feet, fires, rattles it down. Nice job by Greeley to slow it up there, find an open man. Penny brings it up. Senior out of Middleburg Academy in Ontario. Ball briefly disbarred from Penny. Now to Maculangan. Maculangan running wild, tucked that ball like a football before drawing a foul.
I don't necessarily really like that foul because I feel like he was just trying to kind of plow through 2 or 3 people. So I kind of think there was no way that he wasn't going to get hit, especially because he looked like he wasn't even going towards the basket at that point.
Yeah, well, and the shot clock was running down, so it works as a nice bailout for an offense that was pretty stagnant most of that possession. Three-pointer on the way, and it's down the hatch from Oladele. Another East Canada representative from Niagara Falls, Ontario. Miles Samuels with it on the floor. Samuels had the game-winning play on Thursday night as Jayshawn Moore fighting for space inside. Gets it out to Greeley after a block shot, and Greeley makes do on it. Jayshawn Moore won't get an assist for that one, but the assist really should go to the assist should go to the hand of
to the hand.
the blocking player. All works out. Samuels, we found out after the game on Thursday when he made that game-winning play. It's just a nice backdoor cut, and Jayshawn Moore gives a rejection of his own. Now Samuels for 3, sets his feet, and can't get it to go. Jayshawn Moore fighting for the offensive rebound. It'll end up as a jump ball. Like I was saying, we found out Miles Samuels, who's from Florida, found out post-game that his dad had just made the trip out. That was the first game that his dad got to see of him playing for St. Martin's, and he makes the game-winning steal and score with seconds to go, and his mom flew in just earlier, or yesterday, so this is her first game where she gets a chance to see her son play at St. Martin's University. Cool how it works out like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. I think it's great, you know, so I think that's a super special moment.
She says, she actually came and thanked the broadcast before the game, and she said the eyes are often, watering. They're trying to stay awake sometimes. Out there on the East Coast, there's a missed shot, rebound, Tyke Thompson, but hopefully anybody else on the East Coast is staying awake for this one because it's only 8:30 there. Just a little past dinner. Foul will send the Saints to the line. Tyke Thompson will shoot 2. Saints up by 2, 9-7 right now. Already have some updates around the scoreboard first, because I have it up. As Tyke Thompson misses the free throw, Simon Fraser women beat Alaska Fairbanks today. Beat them fairly handily. And that's the only final score that we have. I know that the Northwest Nazarene men, they are coming off a win in Billings, and they lost at Seattle Pacific today, because that's just the GNAC, right? It's unbelievable. You get the win.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Conference number 1 on the road.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Traveling called on the Simon Fraser Red Leafs. On the men's side, so that final score was SPU 66, NNU 64. They won by the exact game. Seattle Pacific won by the exact same score that St. Martin's won by on Thursday night. They hit a game-winning layup with seconds to go as well. It was not off a steal. It was a made bucket, then coming back. It was off a miss. Shaw Anderson grabbed the rebound and put it back in. But it was a good night for the script writers in GNAC basketball on Thursday night. Kyle Greeley for 3. Yes, it is. Other final score, Western Washington defeated Western Oregon 78-62. We got a battle of the last frontier as Alaska and Alaska Anchorage play, and Central Washington plays at MSU Billings as well. Offensive foul on Zach Stone.
And I do know there's going to be a battle between Anchorage and Western Washington in the Carver Gym for the women's side in about an hour and 24 minutes. I think that's going to be a really good one.
Keep an eye out. We'll try and keep you tuned into all the GNAC happenings, and pretty soon we'll keep you tuned in to some standings. We'll talk about the standings because it's that time of year. It's February. We'll take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network.
Co-interim President Dr. Roy Hendricks and Father Gillian Malding and SMU Director Athletics Steve O'Brien welcome Michael James, George Gentry, 2 of our current veteran students and recipients of the Purple Heart Medal, to today's game. Thank you for your service.
Welcome back. Marcel Stevens takes it up here. Stevens in for Skinny, giving him a quick breather. Now it's Greeley with it. We just had 2 Purple Hearts given out, actually, in that media timeout. St. Martin's ranked the 14th best students, the 14th best institution for veterans. And today's our Military Appreciation Day, so of course lots of cool festivities going on. 13-7 our score line. With the nationally ranked men's basketball team at Simon Fraser University. This is to Zach Stone. Said that big is not afraid of shooting the 3 ball.
You know, I mean, Zach Stone, he kind of has a similar, not all the way in. Sorry, I had a brain fart for a second. I was going to say that Zach Stone, he kind of has a similar game to like Nathaniel Stokes and to Tyke Thompson. You know, he's definitely not afraid to shoot at his size, you know, and he's moving pretty well. He moves pretty well. You know, I haven't really seen him dribble, but just going off of that 3-pointer, he was letting that go.
Yeah, something that both Tyler Velasquez, the assistant coach, the associate head coach for the St. Martin Saints, and Aaron Landon pointed out when they were talking to the guys about Zach Stone is he has a quick trigger. He doesn't dribble it a ton because when he gets it and he wants to shoot, he'll just go right into that. We've seen that a couple times already tonight. Miles Samuels, nice pass to Jay-Sean Moore, who wraps it under and gets it to go. 15-7, 10.5 to go in the first half. Penny dribbling around. Zach Stone continually trying to set screens for him. And he'll float it up. Missed. Rebound. Tyke Thompson. Foul called. And foul's on Penny. It'll be St. Martin's basketball under the basket. Checking into the game, Irish Kokia. Irish is not from Ireland. It's from North Vancouver. Elbow jumper by Kyle Greeley. Listen, could be. Maybe he's got some Irish. Maybe he's got the 23andMe. See if he's part Irish. As that ball is taken away from Zach Stone, it's off of his lower body and out. The other men's game that is yet to even started tonight, that's Central Washington and MSU Billings. On the women's side, no, that's the men's score. Never mind. Almost faked me into thinking that was the women's score and that NNU just beat MSUB, but that's a men's score. The NNU men beat MSUB last Thursday. A little bit of fun upset to talk about. Kyle Greeley with it. He drives on Zach Stone, stops, backs up, and left it short. Miles Samuels definitely commits a foul there. And that will be the third one on the Saints. Standings right now in the conference. The top 6 go, the top 2 have byes, and of course whoever wins gets themselves a nice little trophy for the regular season championship. Right now it's St. Martin's and MSUB at 8-2 each, leading the conference. In third, Northwest Nazarene just dropped that game to Seattle Pacific. That means Seattle Pacific is currently in 6th at 6-5. Western Washington right now is the first team out at 5-6. Long ball missed. Rebound eventually goes to the Saints out of bounds. And the other two squads that are in right now at 4 and 5 in the men's side is Central Washington and Alaska Anchorage. Anchorage, one of 2 teams to defeat the Saints in the first round of games. They beat the Saints up in Anchorage. The other team that beat the Saints was here at Marcus Pavilion in the GIAC opener. That was NNU, Northwest Nazarene. Miles Samuels backing up Demakia Langan, I believe. Zach Stone came over with some help defense. Or no, that's not Zach Stone. That is Sasha Vujicic. Another big post listed at 6'11". 3 ball on the way. That one's missed. Long rebound taken away from Demakia Langan. Jay-Sean Moore coming up. Ooh. A lot of contact, still no call. And now there's a call. Jay-Sean Moore gets mugged at the bucket, and Miles Samuels, emerging with the rebound, is the one that gets the drawn foul. They're letting him play, which we've talked plenty on the broadcast. We like it when they let him play a little bit. You guys, in the women's game, precluding this one, we're not allowed. Charge called. Irish Kokia drew it.
No.
Well, my question, first of all, charge circle. I believe they took out the charge circle on the women's side.
Yeah.
But it's still a thing on the men's side.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
Yeah, because now it's like even if you're in the restricted area, which is like right underneath the basket, it's that half red circle. Like if you're standing in there, that can be a charge. It used to be if you were inside there, it was automatically a block.
Yeah. And I thought they were letting him play, but they're Yeah, foul is called on the defensive side for the Saints. Shaquem Alcindor dinged for it. It's Oladele that will head to the line. Saints up by 10 right now. Yeah, I mean, the thing about that one that made it seem a little sketchy was the clear audible grunt that was really not necessary, and to sell it. Listen, I was in travel and basketball practice in 7th grade when our coach put us through grunting drills for taking charges, but that one maybe a little bit too telegraphed. But it worked out. Got him the call, so I guess it's just us. It's just us lying up here as the foul is called on McElhangan. An immediate timeout is called on the floor. We will take a quick break at the Saints Digital Network. SMU up by 9 with 7:50 to go. Welcome back. It's Marcel Stevens for 3. Missed it. Hey, there should have been a foul maybe on somebody there. But we play on, as it looked like Shaquem might have got somebody. Now the Saints set up in their 2-3. Saints have held Simon Fraser to 8 points through nearly 13 minutes of action. One of the top defensive field goal percentages in the country against the Saints. This is McElhangan off target. Marcel Stevens, and I believe that was Vujicic battling for the rebound off Vujicic. Skinny will bring it up. 5 on the floor for the Saints. Skinny, Stokes, Shaquem, Samuels, and Stevens. A lot of S's. All of them S's, actually. Layup by Skinny. Well, depends on how you say it, if you say first name, last name, but you can make this a full-ass lineup. And myself, Scott, appreciates that. McElhangan looks inside to Vujicic. Oladele for 3, too long. Vujicic offensive board. Looks for Oladele, who has an easy layup. Oladele, mentioned out of Niagara Falls on the offense, or on the Canadian side of that border. 3-pointer miss. Samuels up and over Matthijs van Bijlent. And another 3-pointer missed by the Saints. Rotated around in the corner. Short on the 3. Nobody's shooting the ball well right now for either side, but it's another offensive rebound. And a charge is not called because of the restricted area, says the referee. Certainly interesting after the charge that we had called on the Saints defensive side. On the Saints offensive side, excuse me. Can't be selective about your restrictive area that you're calling it. I told you the restrictive area is still a thing. You pointed at it.
Yeah. Wow.
First free throw is made. Shaquem tried to take another charge.
Just adding to his stat line. Just adding to it.
Adding to it. Well, almost would have.
Almost, if he
it's
just
adding to his foul.
Yes, unfortunately, if you just was stood out of that little red circle just a little bit.
That one's in, out, and in. 19-12, the score line. Red Leafs keeping it close. Skinny finds Stevens. And a lot of contact once again. No call. Refs are letting him play. For the most part. Zach Stone back into the ball game. He just had a touch on it with a couple dribbles, then gave it up. He's guarded by Tyke Thompson in man-to-man, it looks like. Taken away by the Saints. Stokes with the steal. Gets it to Skinny. Up ahead to Greeley. Greeley stops, lets Stone go by him. And then a pass out to Stevens. Stone still guarding out on the perimeter. Ball rotated around. Nice grab by Tyke Thompson with the fingertips. Penny guarding Greeley now. Double team coming. And a foul is called 1-1 at the very least. Will be Greeley's next opportunity. Right now, points are 8 by Oladele, and then 2 by Beckett, 2 by Penny. Leading scorer on this squad is Elliot Demaculangan, who averages 11.9 points per game. 1-1 for Greeley. Simon Fraser University, we don't know, they are the only Canadian school that is in the NCAA. And they joined the NCAA in 2012, I believe. They were in the NAIA before that, but they have the claim that they are the only NCAA team that is located in Canada. Saints have played 2 Canadian schools that are in the Canadian League, taken away bravely by the Saints before Stone grabbed it and Stone was fouled. He'll go to the line now to shoot 1-1 himself. University of British Columbia is an NAIA school, which is another Canadian school in an American league. Simon Fraser sponsored a football team up until last year, and they cut the football program.
Really?
Did you know they cut it, or did you know that they had one?
No. I've known that I have 2 friends. They're from Washington, but yeah, they were playing on the football team. Wow, they cut it. Yeah,
they cut the program. A lot of backlash from obviously all the football alums, and I believe there was some further discussion to maybe bring it back, but nothing ever came of it, as far as I am aware of.
So then, would you know? Because I know Western Oregon, has a football team.
Yep.
So then, were they ever playing Simon Fraser's football team?
Yes. So they were jump ball. Ball would go to Simon Fraser. The Great Northwest Athletic Conference sponsored football for a while. I don't know who it was. Well, Western Washington, they cut football in 2009. They had a football team at one point, which is kind of crazy to me thinking about it now. But they cut football in 2009. I think somebody else in the GNAC had a football team that cut it. And so then basically the GNAC, the 3 GNAC schools of the current GNAC that sponsored football, as this one missed rebound goes to Greeley. Knocked away, back to Greeley. The 3 GNAC schools that sponsored football, they needed to. Marcel Stevens for 3. As I'm trying to talk about GNAC football. They had an affiliate membership with the Lone Star Conference down in Texas, and they still have that, I believe. But right now it's just Western Oregon and Central Washington. But basically when that was those arranged, basically. I think that's kind of what forced Simon Fraser, because then they had to travel to, other than like 1 or 2 non-conference, then every other week they had to travel to Texas. And I mean, there's already enough of a hassle to take the bus up there and go through the border. They had to go international travel every week.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I could see that. I could see that being a lot.
Yeah, and it's a big crew to fly. Football teams are 100 plus at the college level. 24-14, 3:38 to go in the first half. Don't change the channel and watch football on us. You won't even be able to, because football season is basically over. We'll take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network.
Newest premier partner, today's presenting sponsor, we are honored to welcome Chick-fil-A Lacey's to Marcus Pavilion. More than providing great food, Chick-fil-A Lacey's active in promoting community engagement and working hard to fulfill their vision of being the most caring company in Thurston County. We are certainly excited to have them as our presenting sponsor today. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Chick-fil-A!
Welcome back. 24-14 the scoreline. It is a football-esque scoreline. I just realized I predict. No, I was going to say I predict the Super Bowl. It's going to be 24-14 next week. I don't think so. Poked away by Nate Stokes. Stays with Simon Fraser. Are you following the NFL? Do you know the Super Bowl?
I just know Travis Kelce. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not because of Taylor Swift, anything like that. I've just I've seen him in commercials. I'm on Twitter. Oh, I love his podcast with his brother.
Yep.
I also love that. But I'm really excited about the halftime performance. I'm all there for that.
You're kidding.
What?
Taken away by the Saints. Skinny comes down, rises to greet the basket.
Yes, because if I'm not wrong, I think it's supposed to be Usher.
It is.
Oh, then I'm there. I'm there for Usher.
You are the first person I've heard that is excited about Usher at the halftime show. I might have been a little excited, as this one's made by David Penny. I might have been a little excited if it was like 2008.
Look, Usher, he's making a comeback. Just like Chris Brown as well. I hope he's there.
Oladele missed that shot at the hoop. Offensive rebound grab by Simon. That was Penny on the offensive rebound. 26-16 scoreline. Ball dribbled off of the hip of Penny now, and now he's stuck in the corner. Zach Stone for three. And a little Yao Ming-esque three-pointer from the 7-footer. It's 26-19. Stevens with it. Stevens pulls up and fires. That's not really his shot. He's more of a catch and shoot rather than have time to think about it. Penny with it now. Stops, gets it to Stone, who thought about trying it again from deep. Penny will try it instead, and he buries it. 26-22. Skinny's just going to try and slow it up now. Simon Fraser, they're dead last in the conference. Tied for that mark as Ty Thompson goes long. Tied for dead last in the conference with 2 wins with Western Oregon and Fairbanks. Zach Stone tries again for 3, and he gets it to go. It is a 26-25 game. Simon Fraser within 1. Ty Thompson to Skinny. Saints need to do something offensively. It's going to run. Cross-court pass, now down to Stokes. Stokes with 4 on the shot clock. Gets it up, missed it, and a putback slam by Tyke Thompson, but it will not count as a foul was called on Nathaniel Stokes, or drawn by Nathaniel Stokes. He will head to the line to shoot 2. Heck of a highlight to not count. Great form on that putback. Right now it's an 11-0 run by Simon Fraser. Head coach Aaron Landon said to me that with Caden Hansen out, he is continually kind of racking his brain to try and figure out how to rearrange the offense. And he is a redshirt freshman, Caden Hansen. He's probably, I think he should be the freshman of the year in the GNAC. But he, just with the fact of when Skinny comes off the floor, it's hard to play what they have now with Skinny and Stevens on the floor at the same time, because when Skinny comes off, Stevens kind of has to be the ball handling point there, when usually that's somebody like Caden Hansen that you want in that role. It's kind of having that shooting guard that can also be a ball handling point guard if needed. The Saints are thin in that role, and Hansen is just so good at it. Oh, ooh. That was Irish Kokia, who gave us the nice loud grunt down here, taking a charge that had the ball taken away from him and then kind of flew his hands up in the air to sell the foul. Looked to me like a clean strip. Would have been legal if it were the Simon Fraser football team doing it. Just ripped that ball away. Not so much on the basketball court, apparently. And after the first free throw is made, it's a 12-2 run. Simon Fraser is still on right now. They can cut this to a 1-point game. The Rattles at home, it is a 1-point game. Saints should have the last shot. But as we learned on Thursday night, just because the shot clock is turned off does not mean that it is automatically your shot to have last. Thursday night, it was Kai Johnson bringing up the floor with 10 seconds to go, and Miles Samuel stripped it from him and had the game-winning layup. Right now, it looks like Demakulangan will allow Skinny to burn this one down. Nice screen set by Stokes. Double team comes, 4 on the clock. Stokes shooting it at the buzzer, can't get it to go. And Simon Fraser has all the momentum heading into the locker room. 28-27 is the score line. The Red Leafs playing neck and neck with the number 4 team in the country. Lauren, this was a defensive first half. The Saints shooting 33% from the field. Simon Fraser is shooting 32%. But in a game that the refs are allowing them to play physical, the Saints just aren't doing enough right now. What do the Saints need to do better in the second half?
I mean, I think the shot selection needs to be better. I just kind of feel like there was a couple of shots that maybe just were rushed. Like they weren't really in rhythm, and those maybe aren't the best shots, especially for the Saints. And I think I said this on Thursday. Now that we're in the second half of the season, and teams, they're looking at the St. Martin's men's team and they're really thinking like, I want to beat them, like we as a team, we want to give them our best game, and so I just think moving forward, like there's not going to be an easy game for them, and so I think they have to be very strategic, about, like their like shot selection and things like that. They put up a lot of shots. They usually do put up a lot of points. But I think, when their shots aren't falling as consistently as they usually do, I think they maybe just need to pull out the ball, and maybe just get into a set and try to get, maybe like a shot, just closer to the basket, trying to get a foul and things like that, So because I could just tell, just watching the first half, Simon Fraser, they don't have a lot of offense. They're just kind of like we're going to stick Zach Stone, in the middle here, try to get him the ball, maybe have him step out, shoot a 3, kick it out, reverse the ball, get the defense moving and things like that. And St. Martin's isn't that. We like to push the ball out in transition and things like that. So I think going into the next half, I think shot selection and and then just trying to maybe slow down the ball and get a really good shot instead of like an okay shot.
Score at the half, St. Martin's 28, Simon Fraser 27. It's a battle here in the pavilion. We'll take a quick break for the halftime events, and when we come back, we'll break down the first half a little bit more and bring you the second half. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 28-27 in a defensive battle of a first half. The Saints still playing well on defense after a great defensive second half against Western Washington University on Thursday. They allowed 48 in the first. I must mention that 5 years ago yesterday, the St. Martin Saints were a nationally ranked team. They were 17-2. They are 18-2 right now. And 5 years ago, they welcomed Simon Fraser into Marcus Pavilion. Simon Fraser had a losing record, and Simon Fraser downed them 61-59 on a game-winning shot with 3 seconds left. This conference is crazy. It always has been. Anything can happen on any given night, and Simon Fraser right now is proving that with an upset bid right now as Shaquem Alcindor takes that one away and then gives it right back, and the three-pointer gives Simon Fraser their first lead of the contest. Shaquem Alcindor going to work, and a foul call is on Zach Stone. Oh my goodness, that is 4 fouls on Zach Stone.
Ooh.
That is, I didn't realize he was on 3. I looked down at the live stats immediately and saw 3, and I said, it hasn't been entered yet. He is gonna get a quick pull. Smart maybe by the Saints to go right at him and get him off the court as that one goes in and out for Shaquem. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody on 4 fouls so quickly with less than a minute to go in the second half. Vujicic is going to be asked a lot of him. 6'11" backup center. Second free throw is good. Nobody else in foul trouble for either side. 2 fouls on Shaquem, 2 fouls on Jayshawn Moore, and 2 fouls on David Penny of Simon Fraser. That ball lost briefly by Oladele, and he gets it back. A lot of steps taken there, but Penny doesn't get called for it. Now Shaquem switched on to Beckett, who misses that one. Up the court to Greeley, who's open for 3. Greeley can't get it to go. St. Martin still losing. They're playing uncharacteristically rough. And the foul will be called on Shaquem. He's at 3 fouls now. So we were saying in the first couple minutes, it's going to be a post game. Not if the 2 big centers get in this much foul trouble. They have canceled each other out effectively.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just kind of like unfortunate, So, I mean, they're not really getting a chance to play or like help their team right now.
I feel like the foul calls everywhere else. They've been allowed to play a fair amount, as this one does not go, but the tip-in is there from Demaki Langan. It's a 3-point lead for Simon Fraser. 3-pointer right back from Miles Samuels. We're all square at 32 even. Now down to Vujicic. Oladele spinning and over Nate Stokes. What an impressive play. And we're seeing right now as Tyke Thompson is trapped in the corner, gets it off from Simon Fraser. Smart play there. We're seeing exactly what you talked about. A team that has 2 conference wins. They're 2-8. They got some momentum because they got an overtime victory over Western Oregon. But really, I mean, they're giving St. Martin's their best shot by far right now. And how just how tough is that to deal with?
I mean, just to know that, that every team that you play is essentially is going to give them their best. Like, they've probably worked the entire week on this scout for St. Martin's, and I think to know that, I think it's just like as a St. Martin's men's team, I think you just have to dial in, and you have to know that, that each and every game is never going to be easy, and, that you're going to have to show up and show out and just really just give it your all. no matter who you're playing. Like, even if Simon Fraser is at the bottom of the conference, that doesn't mean that they that they still can't come in here and almost snub a win, out of St. Martin's right now. And I mean, they are up by 2. So
Skinny going to line right now. And I think a thing that gets overlooked a lot once you get to this level, and I would say even at the varsity high school level, it's the same story as Skinny makes the first free throw, is I think sometimes people see a 20-point win and think that that's easy, think that there are teams that is easy against. Even a 20-point win is difficult at times. You still have to work. It doesn't just happen. Games you don't just magically appear up 20, and that goes for every sport. Simon Fraser proving that right now. They're not going to make this a simple one. Temeculagan, another difficult shot.
Yeah, and especially just because, again, we're in the second part of conference right now, and anything can happen. I mean, I know we're doing men's basketball, but I mean, Alaska Fairbanks on the women's side, I think, is a perfect example. They didn't win a single game, and then they got a win, and then they got another win. And so sometime this week on Thursday, they gave Western Washington a pretty good game, up until the end. But I mean, it was a little scary there. You know what I mean? So anything really can happen. I think it's just about how much you put on the floor, and how much effort and how ready you come into playing that night.
Skinny with the 3 on one side, then a missed shot coming the other way. Tyke Thompson will pull up from the mid-range, and he gets fouled as the shot goes errant off the side of the backboard. Penny is now on 3 fouls. Another starter getting in foul trouble. Nobody else is even close, with a max of 1 outside of that, but still definitely something to watch. Tyke Thompson. His team back in front, but he misses the free throw. St. Martin's from the free throw line is 8 of 11 today. Simon Fraser, 7 of 8. Penny will have a seat. Senior guard of Ontario. The entire starting lineup actually is from Ontario. They have more British Columbia guys, but they picking apart that Eastern Canada side in the recruiting trail is head coach Steve Hansen, who's a graduate of Simon Fraser back in 2013. To the hoop, missed. Vujicic there for the offensive rebound, kicks it out to Temeculagan. He misses it. Another rebound by the big Vujicic. Temeculagan now weaving, and a foul, I believe, is called on Greeley when he got screened there. St. Martin's, the number 4 team in the nation, up by 2. We'll take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network.
To maintain the top CPA within the conference, while senior Catherine Frick was named St. Martin's valedictorian. On the court, 2 freshmen, Ashley Woolen, was the top finisher at the GNAC Championship Tournament, receiving first-team all-conference honors alongside teammate Kelsey Ayu. The team begins their spring campaign in 2 weeks at PLU's South Sound Cup. Let's give a big round of applause.
We're back here, 38-36, St. Martin's with the lead. It's an inbounds coming from Simon Fraser University. Oladele will get it. Emmanuel Oladele, 6'7", sophomore. Gets it to Temeculagan, who's from Mississauga, Ontario. Don't know if I pronounced that correct, but I have not touched up on my Eastern Canada geography recently. Three-pointer on the way. That is an incredible shot, and we have continued in the second half to see Simon Fraser making shots like that. Another foul call. I mean, I feel a little bit mean saying this, like, or just like I'm a conspiracy theorist or something like that. But those shots are not falling for Demaculangan most of the season.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of it has to do with confidence, though.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're feeling up and you're feeling good, and like you're putting up shots and you're just kind of like, that's in. You know, like in your mind, and when you kind of put that out there into the universe, sometimes it answers you. You know, answers your call, like with a shot like that. And Miles Samuelson, his hand was completely in his face. So.
Yeah. Second shot from Jayshawn Moore is good. Saints back in front, 40-39. It's if you go back to the kind of the history of the GNAC, it kind of goes, I think, in men's basketball, as that one is scattered around and grabbed by the Saints. Let's say what happens this fast break real quick. It looks like they'll slow it up. But it's kind of different teams have dominated in 5-year spans. Western Washington from 2010 to 2015. Samuels downs the three. And then it was kind of Western Oregon. Saints were good in the late 2010s, but it was Western Oregon that was really in the driver's seat. And now Western Oregon, and that's what's kind of interesting, their team has been down really bad this year. And when Simon Fraser is able to get a win at Western Oregon, no matter the state of the team this year, like that has to be such a confidence booster, as that shot is down. Once again, Simon Fraser makes a big shot. But when Lauren talks about confidence, I think you have to think about. I haven't looked into how many times Steve Hansen has beat Western Oregon, especially on the road. But it has to not be very often. So the team probably knows that, and they're feeling themselves. This ball popped out for three in the lead. Missed it. Rebound Skinny. Up ahead to Samuels. Samuels missed the layup. Rebound Jayshawn Moore. He gets it taken away from him, out of bounds. And the Saints, I think, are more and more starting to realize that this should not be as close as it is, and making some uncharacteristic mistakes. That was basically the situation that we saw Samuels win the game with. Jayshawn Moore now with the ball in. Down low, no foul called, lots of contact. Now Greeley is rejected at the rim. Saints up by 2 for the lead. Kokia gives Simon Fraser the lead. 13 minutes to go. Red Leafs back in front. Skinny with it. Skinny weaving around defenders and gets that one up and through. I don't know what sort of magician's act he was on, but it was incredible. The rabbit was pulled out of the hat. Kokia with it. Gets it to Oladele. Saints in man-to-man. Van Bylant to Kokia again. Kokia, step back three, and Kokia hits another three. Wow.
I mean, again, I really do think it's just all about confidence. Like, truly.
Miles Samuels, he tries a three, missed it. Oladele rebound. If Simon Fraser was playing like this every game this season, they would be fighting for first place.
Yeah, or somewhere in that line.
This is not a two-win team that's playing right now. It's part about confidence. One of getting the win last Thursday on the road, as Kokia will try again, and he makes it again. And he took some contact. Irish Kokia. I mean, if I was the Irish Prime Minister right now, I would try and claim Irish Kokia as one of our own, the way he's playing in this second half. Marcus Lenker, he'll try a three. Down the hatch. A big shot right back. Timeout, St. Martin's. What a battle we got going. It is 48-50. St. Martin's trails, but we are going to have a chock-full final 11-24. Don't touch that dial. Welcome back. St. Martin's, the number 4 team in the country, down by 2 with 11:20 to go. Simon Fraser, their Canadian foe, GNAC rival, giving them everything they got as Oladele makes the shot from under the basket. It is a 2-possession lead. Stevens with it to Samuels. Samuels, both of his parents in the building today. Coming all the way up from Florida. For the first time, we see Tariq Brown on the floor. He was just guarding Skinny there. Now the ball to Samuels. Stevens with it. Stevens out to Skinny. Skinny to Lenker in the corner. Lenker fires, misses it. Shaquem fighting for the offensive board, but it's grabbed by number 34, George Lefebvre. Simon Fraser women's team got the win against Fairbanks today. This would be a huge win, probably one of the biggest in the program, maybe the biggest since they upset a nationally ranked Saint squad 5 years ago yesterday. They will not miss in this second half. They have shot 64% from the field in the second half. That is absurd. Hook shot needed by the Saints, and they get it. Shaquem Alcindor. St. Martin's was down by 10 with under 4 minutes to play against Western Washington, so don't go too far. This game has a lot yet to be written. George Lefebvre. Lefebvre, this is the first time we've seen him on the floor. I believe he was a preseason All-GNAC selection. Aaron Landon has seen that Zach Stone has taken over kind of the minutes that Lefebvre has played, but they get the ball to Kokia. Kokia finally misses a shot. Samuels with a strong rebound. Samuels all the way, gets fouled, and he'll go to the line. This is very interesting, the way that this game is shaping up. We got a timeout on the floor. We'll take another quick break on the Saints Digital Network. Number 4, SMU, down by 4, 9:16 to go. Welcome back. Saints ball into the basket. Get it into Lanker. Lanker to Greeley. Greeley. A foul is called on Marcel Stevens off the ball. Huh. Saints down by 4. Could be more. Kokia with the ball. Kokia, a freshman out of Vancouver, British Columbia. Stevens poked at that one, but it just is not able to be grabbed by him. Inbounds coming. Oladele will throw it in. Never mind. It will be Lefebvre. Lefebvre out of Montreal in Quebec. He's also a University of Vermont transfer. Gets it in to the Maculangan. Back to Lefebvre. Back to the Maculangan. 5 on the shot clock. And they drew up this play for Lefebvre, but the pass was left short. It's supposed to be an alley-oop to Lefebvre. Now to Shaquem, down under. Shaquem with a guy on his back almost makes an and one, but just doesn't have that squatting ability to go up there with a body on his back. One more rep in the weight room, Shaquem. One more rep. I'm looking at the stats right here. Nothing sticks out to me that much. Offensive rebounds are about the same. Defensive rebounds are about the same, but it's just come down to a couple key plays that have not gone the Saints' way, and well, shooting in the second half surely has gone against the Saints as well. Update from Billings, Montana. Central Washington and Billings in a scrap fest right now. Billings up by 1. 7:01 to go in the first half. Ball goes in and out. Saints cut it to a one-possession game, but only that. 54-51. 5 on the floor for the Saints is Stevens, Lenker, Greeley, Shaquem, and Samuels. Shot made by Beckett. 5-point game. Shaquem being smothered right now, and that ball is blocked away. Tried to force it maybe a little too much. Great job by Vujicic with help from Oladele. That ball goes way up top. Kokia, heat check 3, missed it. Ball goes bouncing around, and Lenker gets to it. They say he was out.
I like that hustle, though. I really do. That trying to pursue that, even though you're about to fall into, the crowd's lap. That's key. It's key in a close game like this.
Yeah, you need that for sure. We will take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network. A media timeout. Don't go anywhere. You're watching SMU versus SFU. Welcome back. 5-point lead for Simon Fraser. It's Simon Fraser ball. 7:38 to go. Inbound to Irish Kokia. Poked away briefly by Skinny. Maybe they were asking for a little bit of a push off. Beckett, count it, and the foul. This has been a series of unfortunate events for the Saints in the sense of Simon Fraser playing out of their mind and nearly every call going against them in suit. One shot coming for Beckett to give a possible 8-point lead to the visitors. He does, 59-51. Ball to Greeley. Long three from Tyke Thompson, missed it. Kokia will slow it up now. And Simon plays from in front. Picks up his dribble, now gets it to Beckett. Beckett guarded by Linker all the way to the bucket, and another and one for Eric Beckett. St. Martin's down by 10 at home to a team tied for last in the conference. Missed the free throw. Vujicic hits the deck for some reason. And now he's running to catch up. Down low to Tyke Thompson. Thompson puts it in. Saints needed that one. Down by 8. Timeout called because of the wet spot that Vujicic made, or whatever caused him to hit the deck. It's probably still something from your guys' game before this one.
Yeah, no, it was extremely slick.
It was?
Yeah, it kind of went out towards where the out of bounds is underneath the basket, and I almost slipped trying to take the ball out. And it was unfortunate because it was in a very crucial part of the game. So I almost fell with the ball. It would have been a turnover. It would have been bad for me.
Okay,
Terrible.
well, it's good. Vujicic is okay. I kind of made a joke of it when he fell because I thought he just tripped over himself, but apparently there is booby traps aplenty around the St. Martin's floor here at Marcus Pavilion. Beckett with it with a hot hand. Gets it to Kokia, who also has a hot hand. Back to Beckett. Moving it around. Damaki Langan gets it, take it away. Now Marcus Lenker slows it up, gets it to Greeley. Greeley goes cross court to Tyke Thompson. Bodies flying all over the place. Down to Lenker. Lenker, a wide open layup. Skinny with eyes in the side of his head. Makes it a 6-point game. Simon Fraser trying to slow it down at every opportunity. Kokia to Beckett. Beckett now. Stevens takes it away, gets it to Lenker. Lenker turns. He's one-on-one with help coming. Screen, a charge taken, but it will be called a block. An attempted charge taken. That was Kokia, who we talked about in the first half, who had that call successfully taken. You could tell he was lining up for it by the time Marcus Lenker got it at about the 3-point line. And the cell on the backwards dive did not tempt the refs to give him the call. 2 shots coming for Lenker. Saints are in the bonus now. Free throw made.
Let me see Zach Stone finally entering in the game here with his 4 fouls, if I might add.
4 fouls. He's only played 17 minutes. He has 8 points, however, in those 17. Only 1 rebound. It's kind of crazy.
Shaquem also has 1 as well, though.
Yeah.
He also has 1.
Yeah, we're talking about all these
very tall individuals.
Tall guys that haven't been able to do that much. Zach Stone asking for the ball at the 3-point line. Some contact from Tyke Thompson. Nothing there, though. Ball being moving around now. Penny on 3 fouls. He takes a 3. He'll check it. He'll drain it. Simon Fraser has missed the ball a couple times, but really not that much. 3-pointer attempted this way, and that one is out of bounds off the Saints. once again, I just feel like when a big shot's made by Simon Fraser, it is maybe trying to push it too much. Ty Thompson did it a possession or two ago, and Kyle Greeley maybe did it there. 8-point lead for Simon Fraser. Back Stone with it. Double team coming to Van Byland. Now Penny with it. Penny with Skinny on him to the hoop. Gets it to go. Wow. This has been a clinic of clutch shots put on by Simon Fraser. Zach Stone, he's gone. Ty Thompson will shoot 1-on-1 at the line, and Stone, he moves pretty good for being 7 feet, but Ty Thompson just too quick for him, and just put it on the dirt and tried to go by him, and they ding him, and Stone's gone. But really, in this second half, when the run has been gone on by Simon Fraser, he hasn't been that much of an issue. It's been Kokia and Beckett and a little bit of Penny. First free throw's made, 9-point game. Simon Fraser has 4 different scores in double figures. St. Martin's has just 1 in Skinny. Ty Thompson and Kyle Greeley are both at 9, however. St. Martin's is going to need to do what they did on Thursday night, which is erase a big deficit with under 4 to go. Taken away by the Saints. Yes, it is. Skinny with it. He'll stop. Pop for 3. In and out. Rebound by Greeley. Greeley tries a 3. Greeley down the hatch. A long 2. A long 2, but they might replay that one. As of right now, it is a 2-point basket, but it could be 3. We stand with it right now as a 2. Penny with it. Jim sort of coming alive a little bit. The defense chance that we heard on Thursday night as the Saints needed stops against Western Washington. Penny guarded by Greeley. On him like glue, and Penny fading away. Gets it to go. What a shot. As the clutch shots continue to be made by the Red Leafs. Greeley back to basket, count it, and 1.
This is the momentum they needed. this right here.
Get an and 1. They need some defensive stops. I believe we will look at that 3-pointer again. The refs will, not us. You can rewind and look on it on your own time. But we're going to take a quick break while the refs look at that. This might be a longer timeout than usual just to make sure that they get the right call on that. Kyle Greeley's going to the line for 1. He also could have an extra 1 added. We will be right back on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back. I believe after review, the refs didn't really make a big deal about anything, so I believe they just came over, checked the monitor, and it was a pretty quick look that it was a 2. Kyle Greeley will have a chance to add 1 more to his total, and he misses the free throw. Oladele will bring it down. Saints get the trap in the corner. They had him right where they wanted him. Beckett with it now. Skinny comes out. He's sort of a zone, sort of a switch at all costs. It's a two-possession game right now. Beckett tries for three, and he falls down. Offensive rebound. That's a year ago, a flop would have been called on Beckett, I swear, because you saw that called so much in the men's game. As going down is Kyle Greeley, and immediately holding himself up. Now, I believe he's okay. The Simon Fraser bench is up in arms right now because unless there is a head injury, I believe the protocol is you have to let the play finish.
Oh, really?
Offense, but I think so, unless there's a head injury. If the head injury, you gotta stop it because you don't want somebody to get further damage like that. But you know, when somebody gets injured on offense side and it comes the other way, they kind of let the offensive possession finish before then blowing it for the injury. I think the ref might have just reacted out of instinct there and said, it just blew the whistle because he hit the ground so hard. And obviously, maybe a head injury could be a part of it too. If you slide and hit the ground and your head whacks against it. Greeley went down, holding himself hard there. I think it was hopefully just kind of a bruise as Beckett gets the inbounds. Guarded by Samuels. Step back. Now looking out to Oladele. 5 on the shot clock. Oladele steps to the bucket, misses it. Big stop by the Saints. Skinny all the way to the hoop. Foul called. And a technical foul now is added on. Oladele has to be kind of held back by his teammates as this is all going to be dealt with now. Student section was letting them hear it. They didn't like the call. The bench didn't like the call. And obviously the Simon Fraser players on the court didn't like the call. This is huge. It's going to be 2 free throws. I believe the call was against, Skinny's going to go to the line for 2. And there might be some more in addition to it that we're going to have to pilfer out. And our replay guys down there better get ready because they might get called upon. That's a tough call to go against Simon Fraser because it looked kind of similar to the contact and the challenge that the Red Leafs were given at the basket here.
So since they're they're at 10. So since they're at 10 is so Skinny he's going to shoot 2, correct?
Shoot 2. I would think it was a shooting foul because he was up. And they are going to review it right now. They're going to look at the monitor. I don't know if the Saints did anything there. Were you watching that? I was more watching some of the crowd reacting for a moment.
No, I didn't see. No, I didn't really see anything.
All I saw is at the end there was a technical, and I believe they were pointing at Oladele, number 11, which that would be huge because it would give the Saints the ball back, I believe. It would give them an extra free throw or 2, depending on the type of technical it is, and it would also give them the ball, which that's an extra possession, which is probably more valuable than anything else right now. Saints down by 6, 2:34 to go. And that is the 5th foul on David Penny as well. So Penny is gone, 2 starters out. Irish Kokia has played like a starter. Demaculangan, Oladele, George Lefebvre is out there. But now Demaculangan just set down. Penny is still standing, but he is out if that is his 5th foul.
I think the first, I think the first initial foul, I think was on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think right now, I think they're calling the technical foul on somebody else.
Yeah, at least one. There was, I definitely saw one technical foul be thrown out. There was a situation a couple weeks ago in Bellingham, on the men's side. It was in a span of, with 5:38, I think, in the second half, Fairbanks had enough of the refereeing they thought they were getting, and there was 2 technical fouls in a row issued against Muhammad of Fairbanks, and he was already on 4 fouls, so he got a tech to get his 5th foul, and then he got another tech, which is, how many times do you see somebody get 6 fouls in a college game? Because technically he got 6 fouls because he got basically after the, from the graveyard foul, basically. He was already out, but then he got thrown out, and then a coach got a foul, and I think 2 other players on Fairbanks got a foul, and it resulted in 8 technical free throws. There was 1 foul against, 1 tech against Western as well. So it was a span, it was 5 or 6 technical fouls in 1 stoppage. And right now, our refs have a similar thing to deal with as they're looking through all the techs. And if your guys' game, the final couple minutes when they kept on fouling you down by double digits, didn't take long enough, then these guys are trying to beat you out right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're at least taking the air out of the gym, a sense. Nice to have the band here, though. They're keeping it popping, even when the refs are just taking their time. Okay, refs are looking at it. I've bought enough time. We'll come back when we know something. We'll be right back on the Saints Digital Network. All right, everybody, welcome back. They called offsetting technical fouls on Tyke Thompson and Oladele. So that's what I was thinking, that there might have been some jawing from St. Martin's at some point, because it looked like there was some – that's why I was looking at the crowd, is because there was some frustration from the crowd. Maybe Skinny has to wait a long time to miss his first free throw. So in the end, they're going to offset. Nothing's going to change in that respect, other than Oladele getting dinged with a foul, his first. Tyke Thompson getting dinged with a foul, his first. Second shot from Skinny is good. It's a 5-point game with 2:34 to go. Saints out in the press. They get it up. Kokia stops it. Now Kokia goes back. He needs to get it over. He needs to get it over, and just in time he does. Maculangan with it. 68-63. Beckett. Eric Beckett guarded by Samuels. Gets it to go. 7-point lead as Simon Fraser continues to make contested shot after contested shot. Three-pointer from Kyle Greeley. A huge shot right back. Saints out in the press again. It is not a one-point game, but it is awfully close at 66-67. Stevens takes it away, gets it to Skinny. Skinny blocked, and then the second chance, it is recovered by Simon Fraser. I don't know how the Saints didn't come out of that with the ball or a bucket. Ball taken away again by the Saints. Samuels with it, gives it to Greeley. Greeley inside, gets it to go. One possession game. What just happened?
Defense has happened. They needed this. It was sooner.
Saints take it away again. It's a jump ball. It will stay with Simon Fraser with 1:04 to go. Defense is happening. You are right, Lauren.
Yes, they needed this defensive intensity a little bit sooner in the second half.
Well, we've seen different players come in, guys like Marcus Lenker that have come in, Marcel Stevens that have come in and thrown their body at the ball when it's hit the floor. But the rest of the offenses at times seemed in cruise control, fighting for offensive rebounds and second chances and defensive rebounds. And there on those last possessions, we saw it, even though it only it only resulted in 2 points for the Saints. They are still throwing life and limb at the ball, and that's a good thing to see at this stage in the game, at least at some point, you know. 1:04 to go, timeout, Simon Fraser. Just a 30-second timeout. The 5 on the floor for the Red Leafs will be Oladele, Demaculangan, Lefebvre, Irish Kokia, and Beckett. We got Greeley, Skinny, Stevens, Samuels, and Tyke Thompson on the floor for the Saints. 1:04 to go. Shot clock is at 20. Jump ball will go to the Saints if it happens again. They have the possession arrow. This ball thrown over the head of Lefebvre, and Greeley gets it. Wow, the double team came at the exact right time. Skinny with it. Step back three, missed it. Rebound to Demaculangan. The Saints don't need a foul. Separation of 13 between game and shot. Presses on. Beckett got in the way of Greeley trying to come over there, and a foul is called there. It will be 1-1 for Eric Beckett. Beckett on the season, who averages 6.4 points, and he has shot just 12 free throws coming into this game, 9 for 12. 75%, and he is 75% today, 3 for 4. 1-1. 33.4 seconds to go. Made it the first. The Saints on Thursday night got a little lucky. They had 2 front ends of 1-1 missed. And here, Beckett, the redshirt junior out of Ajax, Ontario, comes up clutch. See if he can make the second, make it a 2-possession game. He does. Timeout, Simon Fraser University. 33.4 to go. Okay, so you're in a situation like this. You're down 2 possessions.
Yeah.
33.4, which is a fair amount of time. Are you in favor of trying to find a 3 here, or just find the quickest bucket you can?
I think find the quickest bucket you can. Because essentially you, like, if you're the Saints, you want to have the last possession. So you know, if you're Aaron Landon, you're drawing something up quick, like a quick hitter, and something that maybe that, you know, can either like result in an and one, or, you know, if it's missed, goes off the front end or the back end of the rim to where there's like at least 2 people rebounding. So then, you know, you can maybe get a putback. So
68 to 72, 33.4 to go. Samuels will inbound. 5 on the floor for the Saints are Samuels, Skinny, Tyke Thompson, Kyle Greeley, and Marcel Stevens. Stevens a 3-point specialist, but everybody on the floor right now can shoot 3s. They'll let the ball roll to bleed as much time off the clock as possible. Skinny goes all the way to the hoop. Can't make the and one. That would have been very big. 30 on the shot clock, or on the game clock, which means shot clock will be off, but that is a very fortunate quick hit bucket like you were just talking about. Only 3 seconds off.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it was the perfect person to do it. He literally can probably run this whole court in maybe 5. So for him to get there in 3 seconds and get to the basket the way he did, is a very good option.
First free throw is made. Saints will come out in a press, and now the Simon Fraser Red Leafs are putting in Nigel Hilton, which I'm assuming they're doing that because he's a good free throw shooter. He's 73%. But they're taking out George Lefebvre. Maybe they're just putting him in because he's a better free throw shooter. than Lefebvre. Both free throws made by Skinny. One possession game now. Timeout St. Martin's. Wow. Woo. Halftime in Billings. Yellow Jackets lead Central Washington 42-39. Now it's 42-42 as the second half just started. All right. If Billings wins, St. Martin's loses. St. Martin's is no longer in first place in the GNAC. But so many different things can happen right now. 5 on the floor for Simon Fraser University are Oladele, Irish Kokia, Demaculangan, the new entry to the game, Nigel Hilton, as well as Eric Beckett, who just made 2 of 2 very clutch free throws. Demaculangan will inbound, still looking, gets it into Beckett. Beckett is trapped in the corner, and Saints get they call a foul! Oh my goodness! The Saints looked like they had a jump ball right in front of the student section. The ref blew the whistle. I think everybody in the stadium thought it was going to be 2 thumbs up for a jump, but the referee has called a foul on Jaden Nielsen Skinner, his 3rd.
No. Those are the kind of calls that they alter the ending, or they definitely they make a huge impact in games like
down
that.
2.
Oh wow!
If that would have been a jump ball. Wow. First free throw is missed. Rebound, Stevens. Crowd is alive with the feeling of ball don't lie. Tyke Thompson gets it back to Skinny with 18. Down to Greeley. Greeley's fouled. Saints can tie this ball game if Greeley makes 2 from the line. Here we are again. Only 2 nights ago, it was the Saints losing and had free throws to tie it.
I'm telling you, this is how it is going to be for them. I think going forward, even if these games are away, I think these games are going to continually be like this.
Greeley needs both. Gets the first. If he makes the next one, we will literally be in the exact same scenario that we were on Thursday, and also the exact same scenario 5 years ago yesterday when the Saints were nationally ranked with 2 losses, and they lost to Simon Fraser on a buzzer beater in that game here at Marcus Pavilion in 2019, the spring of 2019. History is going to repeat itself one way or another because we have a tie game, 72-72. The full court press is on right now by the Saints. Stevens will play defense. Demaculangan with it. 5 on the clock. Simon Fraser will have a chance to win at the buzzer. A push-off, a step back, a find down under of Oladele, and he gets it to go! Oladele scores down the court to Samuels for the win! Samuels missed it! Simon Fraser has stunned the Saints 5 years and 1 day after they came into this stadium and did that exact same thing. Wow. It's a stunner on a Saturday night. Oladele, it looked like Demaculangan was going to take the 3 there, and at the last minute, he aborted his plans, shot it down low to Oladele, who went off glass, and in a game where we've seen about 10 different Simon Fraser shots that you are thinking, no way that goes in, and they go in. That one looked fairly routine from what we've come to expect from the Red Leafs in this second half. Lauren, any closing thoughts? We will talk to head coach Aaron Landon at the conclusion, or in a second at the Saints postgame report. Any closing thoughts? Because, I think it kind of says it all that the Saints, just because they lost this game, the Saints aren't going to stop getting those punches. Yeah. But at the end of the day, the Saints left a lot out there.
Yeah.
And Simon Fraser made a lot of good shots down the stretch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also, at the end of the day, the Saints, they are the team to beat. Like for the women, it's Western Washington. So it's a very similar feeling. Whenever we get a chance to play Western Washington, we always want to beat them. We want to give that game our best. And I know other teams feel the same. So I think just closing thoughts are, I think that the Saints just need to go back, to the drawing board, and just kind of reassess, that since that we are in the second half, of this season, that just thinking, and going forward that things are going to be hard, and I think we've said it so many times, but I mean that just is the reality, there aren't going to be any easy games, any 20 blowout, none of those.
Yeah.
I think everything is going to come down to 2, 3, even 1 possession,
All right, we will be right back with head coach Aaron Landon on the Saints post-game report. Don't go anywhere. The Simon Fraser Red Leafs pulled the 72-74 upset over the nationally ranked Saints. Scott Gladstone here with head coach Aaron Landon on the Saints post-game report presented by Blarney's. Coach, I know that locker room you're about to enter into is going to be really quiet when you get in there. What do you say to the guys to kind of take tonight and use it as something going forward?
Yeah, I mean, we'll just go talk about the same thing. Sorry. Just talk about the same thing that I was sort of talking about on Thursday night. Just off of an incredible high, are you grounded in, getting better? And so we lose this game and, not knowing what happened in the rest of the league. It's not even about that thing. It's not just about, the conference race or anything like that. The season isn't going to end for us at the end of the regular season. It's not going to be wrapped up with crowning a conference champion and this black and white, you did it or you didn't do a thing. Like I talked about the other night, we sort of have, 3 goals we've talked about all year. Winning the conference absolutely is one of them. But the truth is, there's those 2 other things that we haven't been able to do. And that's where you need to think about getting better. You need to think about, is your program growing and progressing to get ready for March? February is going to be tougher than January. January was way harder than, December, November. March is going to be harder than all of them. That's the hardest month. So, you and I chatted today. I was real concerned about what would happen on the offensive glass. We did an okay job in the first half, sort of neutralize them. But, what happened is in the second half, that sort of ugly side came out, and they killed us on the – second chance points were, 15-4. So that's sort of the game. Yeah. Neutral in the paint. We got some points off turnovers. They turned it over. But yeah, that's tough. you don't let them have those extra possessions, and that's your game. So I'll talk about that.
When you kind of look forward a week from today, you guys head down to Western Oregon. Kind of what's the game plan, especially to continue to adjust, whether somebody like Caden, who's such a valuable part of this offense, is available or not? What's your kind of game plan on how to continue to evolve so that when another team's in a mode where they hit 10 straight, there's no way that's going to go in shots, that you can find a way to answer it, because every team's gonna have those nights against you guys just because of the target that is always on your back, whether you lose a game like tonight or whether you keep winning.
Yeah, I mean they hit some tough shots, so credit them on that. There's some possessions, you'll look at the film and say it's pretty good defense and a guy hit a tough shot. But the truth is, like, that's what we do a lot of nights. Like, our best players are really good at hitting tough shots. End of clock shots. That's what happens is, you want skilled players that understand what shot selection should look like in the first 20 seconds of the shot. And you want those guys to be super talented so that in the last 10 seconds when everything's scrambled, they can hit those shots. And that's what they had tonight. So credit those guys because they were wonderful. And, people, it was funny. I'm over here coaching in our gym, and I heard somebody talk about not clutch free throw shooting, like behind our bench. So that's our fan section. There's so much more than these free throws that are late game. That's sort of low hanging fruit when you want to pick the game apart. When you look at what's going on, the greater, bigger picture of the game. You think about, well, we had some offensive struggles in the first half. Like, we had a little stretch where we were playing well, and we sort of had this cushion, and then we let Zach Stone hit a couple threes. And same thing we had talked about, like, he was playing more, he can shoot that, and we were just nowhere in sight. And so that gives them some hope. And then we get him in foul trouble, but now we start struggling on the glass, even though, he's probably their best rebounder, but he's out of the game. There's just so many different areas that impact a game like that. So I'm not mad at it. I get it. You want your team to hit free throws, but it's unfortunate thing is it's uneducated and it's a distraction to think about these little tiny fragments of the game. There's so much that we could have done tonight to get a better outcome, and that's what we'll talk about in the locker room.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Awesome, thanks, Scott.
Final score of today's game: the St. Martin Saints fall victim to the upset at the hands of the Simon Fraser Red Leaf, 74-72. For all of us to make this broadcast possible, including our statisticians, David Cano, as well as Ethan Finau and Kyle Irwin, our cameraman, Zane Leposki, and our stream producer, Sydney Henderson. My name is Scott Gladstone. Our color commentator tonight was Lauren Morris. Please have a great trip home and stay safe out there.